do maybe 2 steps, because they may say, look, I don't want to default back to the personality of lack or scarcity, so I just want to review how I'm not going to think, how I'm not going to act, how I'm not going to feel. Okay, got that down. Let me think about what I am going to believe. I'm going to keep remembering to think this way. Let me think about how I'm going to behave, how I'm going to act in certain circumstances. What do I need to do? I'm going to do it. Just remind myself to do it. I'm going to think about keeping my energy up and staying in my heart the whole entire day, independent of what's going on in my life. A person may want to go from the old self to the new self and become familiar with the two. They may, in the evening, say, okay, I'm passionate about my abundance, so I'm just going to review my goals. Before I go to bed, I'm just going to review them. I'm going to go over what my first goal is. I'm going to go over my second goal. I'm going to go over my third goal. I'm going to remind myself that I can't keep making these choices. The choices are going to lead me to a new life. I got to do these things. I got to stop doing other things. So in the evening, you may remember your goals. You may remember your vision. You may remember your purpose. You may just generate a signal in the field, but I use one symbol that represents a life well lived. And I'm always adding to that symbol, because as I experience new things, new opportunities primarily, because it is about opportunities, as I experience those, my definition about life changes as well. But if I want to work on specific things, like specific areas, as you said, and become hyper-focused on it. If you're passionate about that, you can make a symbol for that and do that in the evening. So you can do one in one way, one the other way, or you can get super playful, which is what I do. Just tuning in and seeing what could possibly happen if this is the truth. Like, I'm going to do this to see if it's the truth. And so you can get focused on one specific thing or one specific area, and some people do that. I do that at times. But I always leave room for the surrender aspect. I can have the intention, but I got to leave room for the kind of playful surrender, the kind of letting go and opening up, and that just requires staying in that state in your day. So this is an experiment. The experiment is for you to prove to you on your journey, the journey to abundance, that you can actually create it. That's what this course is about. And the greatest investment you'll ever make in your future is you. That is the greatest investment. So you keep investing yourself into that future, your body's going to follow your mind. So you could do both, and neither one is better than the other, but you can get super focused. We have a mission, we have a personality of lack, and there's the personal reality of lack, right? And then there's the personality of abundance, and there's a new personal reality of abundance. And from 3D, we have a mission, we have a vision, we have a purpose, we set up goals along the line of our purpose, we get our to-do list done, we make different choices, we do different things, we start creating new experiences, gets us to that goal, we reach the goal, the experience then of reaching that goal produces the feeling that takes away some of the lack, right? And you can make that progress, and we all do this. We have to step towards our goals, and you can have all kinds of goals and for all different categories of abundance. Okay, so then in order for you to create from the field instead of from matter, you'd have to get beyond your personality. You'd have to get beyond the self. You'd have to get beyond the body that's local in space and time, because changing matter takes time and energy. So I'd have to get to the present moment. That would be the unknown. That is the fourth dimension. Okay, I got to become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time. Okay, I'm beyond space and time now. I'm entering this field of information of all possibilities. If I can wire it in my brain and have a clear intention of what I want and combine it with an elevated emotion, and when I'm pure consciousness in the realm of pure consciousness, I'm creating a disturbance. I'm creating a change in information in the field. Remember, consciousness is the totality beyond space and time. All of space-time is constructed by consciousness. Okay, so now I'm going to begin to change the information in the field, and if I do that right, when I combine that vision of my future with an elevated emotion, and there's a vibrational match between your energy and that potential personal reality of abundance in the quantum field, the game changes now. How does it change? No. You're going to still be stepping towards your goals every day. You're going to still be driven, still be moving towards it. You're still going to stay on purpose. But all of a sudden, things start going in your favor. You're starting to draw more experiences to you, and things tend to get easier. And as you reach your goals and you keep creating from 5D, the doors open and those possibilities begin to come to you, and you don't have to go anywhere and do as much. Somehow the events are finding you. That's the combination of 3D and 5D.
Things to attract more abundance. Is that wrong?
I don't think in terms of right and wrong most of the time. I think that you either believe that you're the creator of your life or you don't. And I really don't care. People come to our work for all kinds of reasons. They come to get healthy or to heal. They come to become wealthy or abundant. They come for love, a relationship. They come for a new life, a new career. They come for a mystical experience. They come for community. It doesn't matter to me why people come. I think the divine accepts all possibilities, right? But what is important is for them to learn how to create. And if it's abundance, so be it. If it's health, so be it. Stay in that state where we can move through our lives feeling the emotion independent of anyone or anything else. I think that's when we get really good at feeling it on command.
It doesn't just happen by accident, we generate it.
We generate abundance, right? So then if you have an hour meditation where you're tuning into your abundant future, but then you're spending the other 15 hours a day in lack, don't expect anything to change. You defaulted. Mm-hmm. You're back to the old energy. And if you say it's that person or that circumstance or that bank account, I'm going to say you're back to the unconscious
future. And you will know why things or new experiences or new people haven't appeared in your life. And I know and interact with people on a regular basis that go unconscious and live in these states and wonder why they haven't created anything new. I know people who have lost everything and have every reason to feel self-limiting emotions, and they choose to feel something else. Those emotions that you felt during the meditation, grateful to be alive, worthy of a new life, your new life, a true joy for your existence, a deep and profound love for life, to the point where you perceive beauty in all things, where seeing life is truly divine, feeling of freedom without limits, or to be able to give freely without worry or lack, or feeling great about your life, or the ease of living, or to have the luxury of being able to give because you have more than you need, or just feeling magnificent about life. These are the emotions and the energy that not only draws our future of importance, self-aggrandizing, self-pitying. It's all about the self. Living in chronic stress makes it about the self, and to truly create, you have to get beyond yourself. And the emotions of stress, to remind you, is fear, anxiety, worry, vigilance, hatred, frustration, resentment, judgment, envy, jealousy, control, competition, pain, suffering, guilt, shame, regretful, unworthy, victimized. I want to remind you that these are not the emotions that create abundance or create anything else in your life. And if you're wondering why your synchronicities haven't, I think I may have done something here. If you're wondering why the synchronicities in your life have stopped, weigh the time you spend in these feelings during your life, these emotions, and compare them to the time spent feeling creative emotions, the emotions of your future, and you will know why things or new experiences or new people haven't appeared in your life. And I know and interact with people on a regular basis that go unconscious and live in these states and wonder why they have
To feel gratitude, your healing begins.
Wow.
The moment you're empowered and you're worthy, you're stepping or generating abundance, you're stepping towards your success. Now, the moment you're in love with yourself and in love with life and you see beauty in all things, it's natural that you'll attract an equal. So this is when the synchronicities, this is when the opportunities, this is when the coincidences, all of a sudden you no longer have to go anywhere and do anything. Somehow, there's an attraction, they're coming to you. They're coming to you without having to do anything.
The whole thing is only due to lifestyle. And Dean Ornish from San Francisco actually revealed this in many studies. He said, look, rather than giving conventional medication, which all my other cardiac physicians are doing, what I'm going to do is take a group of patients and teach them a better nutritional diet system, teach them stress reduction techniques, meditation techniques. Didn't give them any medication, compared that to his regular group of patients receiving drugs. Here was the result. Well, patients, cardiovascular patients on drugs, the best that the physician really hopes for is that the drugs will stop the degeneration, and they call that success. Dean Ornish's group, which took no drugs, not only stopped the degeneration, they went beyond that. They actually regenerated the heart tissue. And the relevance about this is that we all have the ability to regenerate our tissues and organs because every one of us is completely filled with stem cells. And why that's important is stem cells will repair any tissue damage in your body. And the problem, though, is then why are we giving all of our stem cell research to the pharmaceutical industry so they could figure out how to make them work? My joke, which I think, is that they want us to believe that God gave us stem cells and no way to make them work until the pharmaceutical company figures it out. But it's really, more precisely, a stem cell like every...
Is that in the Course in Miracles it says that infinite patience produces immediate results. In one of Jackson Brown's songs, he says, creation reveals its secrets by and by. You don't get to decide when things show up and when things manifest. Creation, as Neville said, creation is already complete. What you get to decide is what part of creation is going to show up and manifest into your life. And that gets taken care of by divine guidance, by divine mind, whatever it might be. So when you put it out there, when the Course says infinite patience produces immediate results, the immediate result that you get from having infinite patience is that you have a knowing that that you're connected to your source and that things are going to work out. So that's the peace that you get from that. And the second thing is that in addition to the timing, it's that basically what we really want. I was being interviewed by ABC News by this Dan, I can't remember his last name, who's in charge of World News Today on on ABC, and I asked him, because he was talking to me about this very concept of how do you have things show up in your life when you want them to, and so on. And I said, look, let me give you the analogy I've used many times. If I had two wands, one was wand A, and with wand A, you could have anything that you wanted in this world. You could have it right now. You want the BMW, it'll show up. You want the Rolex, it'll show up. You want the house on the beach or whatever, it'll show up. Or in lieu of that, if I take that back and I offered you wand B, and with wand B I said that no matter what comes into your life and when it comes into your life, that you will be in a place of inner peace. You will always have inner peace, no matter what shows up in your life. Which wand would you take? And he thought for a long time, because he's very skeptical. And ultimately he said, I would definitely take wand B. And that's the other part of it, is this, like, instead of asking for things, ask, like St. Francis said in his prayer, I said, make me an instrument of thy peace. In other words, allow me to be in a state of peace no matter what shows up within myself. And then you don't have to have anxiety, you don't have to have stress, you don't have to have high blood pressure, you don't have to have ulcers, you don't have, all of the things that take people down when they get obsessed with the stuff that they want in their life.
Right.
Anyway, that's
Very
my reaction
true.
to that.